Hello everybody, just to let you know, before the video starts, I'm just gonna say that this video I'm pretty sure is almost a month old. This is me from, right now, the night before this video gets posted. I'm going to be doing a new thing I'd like to call Rant-Sember, or Review-Sember. Rant Review-Sember, I guess you'd call it, where each Friday up until the end of December, I will have a review video up for that day. So, without further ado, I'll see you in the video. Bye-bye! Hello everybody, this is Uppish and Donut Don, and welcome back to another episode of Uppish Talks. Now, in the last episode, we talked about the Fall Festival. That's it. We talked about the Fall Festival. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about the Doctor Who special, or Doctor Who movie. Now, before we get into this, I just want to say, please hit that like button down below if you really like the video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're new to my channel, as well as please hit that baby bell down below to get notifications for when I post online. Without further ado, let's just start the video. Alright, so if you don't know what Doctor Who is, basically Doctor Who is a British TV show about a man who goes through time in a phone booth, or what I like to call an alien spaceship disguised as a phone booth, and he goes and corrects parts in time that have been altered by the interaction of aliens. Now, I'm going to get into the specifics about this special. In this special, Doctor Who goes and travels back in time to apparently a point where he actually fell in love with Queen Elizabeth the stinking Third. Yeah. And in this timeline, I don't understand it, but for some reason, somewhere in this timeline, an alien ends up coming and doing something. It's been a while since I watched the episode, but basically, Doctor Who, as he's going through the forest with Queen Elizabeth, this weird, this gap in time just opens up, and all of a sudden a fez gets spat out. And right after that, exactly after that, another person, you hear another person's voice, and all of a sudden, this next person this person pops out of it, and weirdly enough, it's another version of Doctor Who that we've seen in another season. This kind of stumped me in a way. I didn't understand this. And it turns out, because of this, we find out that, apparently there are multiple versions of the Doctor. This is the topic I'm trying to go for this episode. Yeah, I didn't realize this because I have not watched absolutely every single episode of Doctor Who. Wish I did, but I don't know where to find them. And it turns out every season, for some reason in my eyes, the Doctor just up and shift forms. There's a different Doctor for every season. I did not understand this at all until the special came out. And upon this happening, not just one of them, but two Doctor Who forms pop from the rift in time. And weirdly enough, all three of them at that moment get caught by the Queen's Guard. Because at some point, I know I'm kind of leaving holes in my plot. I'm not exactly fresh on what it was. I'm not sure what it was, what the plot was, what happened, but at some point beforehand, an alien, the Zygon? Yeah, the Zygon. A Zygon landed around them and took the form of Queen Elizabeth. And during this whole interaction, both of them are running out through the forest, and they learn that, and eventually, as the three doctors are talking to each other for a moment, the Queen's Guard just pop out of nowhere, and they take them to this prison. This prison is apparently one of the most secure prisons, as far as I'm aware. It's like a little jail cell inside of this tower in Queen Elizabeth's castle. And what happens is, Queen Elizabeth's, one of the guards say that just about nobody ever leaves. And at this time, once they're stuck in here, they, try to find a way out. They wonder what the heck they're gonna do to get out, and for a while they talk to each other. Eventually they start talking about their sorrows, and apparently there was once a point in time where the Doctor, whom is apparently an alien, had to destroy his own planet for the sake of the entire universe. And what one of the doctors does through this whole monologue is he takes this chisel-looking thing, this piece of rock or something, and he just starts grinding it down on this stone pillar. Well, it turns out his assistants, one of the doctor's assistant during this whole period is is also like, I don't know what she's doing. She's going into this strange tower that is the very same tower that was in the past, but in the future that the doctors are stuck in. Now, what's really weird here is during another bunch of monologue, one of the doctor's assistants goes and one of the doctor's assistants is taken into a small room where apparently all of this alien technology is kept. This is all inside that very same tower that was the prison cell in the past. And apparently this room is Doctor Who proof. It can't be time warped in. It can't be simply warped in. So, pretty much Doctor proof. Ooh, sorry. And not only that, but apparently there's this very specific item that they're covering here that's part of the plot for the episode. And it's a time warp device. It's a warp device of sorts, which is very strange in my opinion. Apparently, this is a very old, very, very unique time gate of sorts, time device. But it requires a specific code to activate that apparently only one of the doctors knows. And what the Doctor in the past does is he chisels the code into a wall, and in the future, one of the guards guarding all this alien technology, a scientist inside the room, finds that hunk of that specific pillar that was left there over the centuries, and sees that there was a code, that there's now a code on the side of the pillar. They punch in the code, but it turns out that a group, one or a couple of Zygons actually has just taken form there. But before the Zygons can actually get the code to warp through or do anything with the time warp gate, the doctor's assistant takes the code and teleports to the doctors in that time. And what she does is she goes and she opens the door and tells them, "You do realize the door is not locked, right?" They had no clue about this. So this whole monologue is just, it was like they could have gotten out at any time. Then all of a sudden, Queen Elizabeth III walks through the door, and they ask her, why is the door not locked? And she says, "I was just testing you to see what you would do for this situation." Now, they get out. I'm pretty sure they defeat the Zygon. No, they trap the Zygon in a painting, I think. No, Queen Elizabeth takes them into a Zygon lair, and the Zygon teleports into one of the paintings and is left there. Now, what they do next, from what I remember, is they think about it, and they realize that for one last moment, they can actually save their planet before it gets destroyed. Weird. It is so weird. And now that they've figured this out, originally they only had one doctor to try to save anything, and that wasn't possible for them. But now they have three doctors to save not just their planet, but the entire universe with it. Now, this is the part this is one of the little holes I've had in my little topic discussions. It turns out that the reason their planet is going to get destroyed is because of the Dalek. The Dalek are there, and they're going to obliterate the planet. What they've learned is that with all three of them, not just them, but with them and the help of all of the Doctor Who's, like 12, multiple other Doctor Who, they can actually teleport the whole stinking planet to another universe, like literally in a pocket, in like this pocket in the middle of another in the middle of the time stream, in a not entirely different universe. And apparently they'll be frozen there, or they'll be stuck there. But that's what they realize is, it's either this or to be destroyed. So what they do now is they teleport it, and they teleported it at exactly the right moment to where when the Dalek fired, it destroyed all of them. All of the Dalek destroyed themselves. And then it comes to the ending of the episode where all the doctors say their goodbyes. They get back into their TARDIS and their alien time-space capsule thing, and they disappear, and they vanish. I think what happened here is, since they're all from another universe and they just fixed this, they basically just altered the timeline for themselves, and their minds, when they went back, their minds were erased of this whole encounter, because it never had to happen. That's what I think happened anyways. And that's what got me excited for this episode, but I really don't have the energy anymore. I've tried recording this episode several times, and right now you guys probably can't hear me very well because I'm looking at my audio right now, and it looks so stinking choppy. But anyways, if you like the episode, please hit that like button down below. Oh wait, I already said all this. Anyways, I'm gonna end the episode here. Bye-bye! See you in the next episode! Bye-bye!